Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Assassin's Creed 2. Let's continue. So, we moved the story along in the last recording the tiniest amount. We did a little race on a carriage and it just put us in this new area full of viewpoints, full of treasure chests to get. We have new things to do. Here we're starting with this race. So these races feel like they are doable right now, but potentially slightly more difficult right now than they would be later. There's a thief racing away from me. I could certainly go try and catch that thief, but then I would lose this race. This is a long one, I can tell, just by the amount of time they've given me. I've made a mistake there. Here we're running all throughout the city, which is probably a good system. Now, falling in the water is probably the worst thing to do. And then I'm going to immediately hop up on that. Where's the next one? Having some odd path choices being made here for this race. Here's part of the problem too with all these new things is I'm not super notorious right now, but I'm obviously notorious enough. So I have 18 of 30 of these to collect, and I've run into this area. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Why did it make a sound there? That was probably the halfway point. There. I'm just running all over the place for just a race reason. And there's no like storyline or logical explanation on how you would know to run to these places. What they could do, and should have done, in my opinion, is they should have had all the feathers or flags. It would make more sense with flags, but feathers works too. They should have had them all on the path, and then the race was run to these locations where feathers are. You collect the feathers as you're doing the race, and then you have this overlapping mechanic where it's like, oh no, it's super easy to find all the collectibles if you just do the race, and it's if you get the feathers before you do the race, well then that's not a big deal either, because you'd still have these markers. There you go, we have a minute to do one more. Will I make it? Yes. I went full circle there. So, what I need to do is kind of work my way through here. Get the codex page, get the tomb thing, and then I need to fast travel to our city and collect our money. And after that point, I want to move the story forward. So this beat up event, no. I'll skip that for now. But this treasure chest I'll grab. Again, we're just doing this OCD collectible thing. We'll just go to every single treasure chest, try to collect them while our notoriety is low. Still can't climb on the roof with a low notoriety, but At least you're not immediately being attacked. Let's see. Where's this treasure chest? Here it is. Now I'm running about 50-50 here on the ability to throw money and distract the guards. It works 100% of the time when I do this.
Gold! I heard that! Money!
They'll let me in.
I heard that! Money!
But
I heard that! Money! Ha!
they can't see me apparently inside here, or they can't come inside here. Now the difficulty is they're in position, and unless I can throw the money again when I'm out,
He's here!
which I can't, I lose, and then I'm in a fight. So moving on, let's see. Next one. There's too many things to lock on once you start having all the hiding escape paths show up on the map. The map is twice as full. Run over here, get this treasure chest. There's a feather too. Let's get both of those. Where are you, treasure chest? Treasure chest, oh treasure chest.
You cannot escape!
We'll go ahead and heal ourselves before we search a body, just in case. Now, you can kind of figure that the right thing to do here would be you would pick up a treasure chest, and in that treasure chest would be all kinds of things besides money. You would have health packs, like non-stop. You would have weapons, throwing knives, and I think for this game it would even make sense to pick up those items even if you're at maximum and just lose them. If you're at maximum, that's not a big deal. There's another feather. Jeez, why are we finding feathers so easily? Interesting, these guys are actually facing that way.
So, how would you like to go, bro?
There we go. That's a little strange that I wasted a lot of throwing knives there, but frankly I don't use them enough that it matters. Let's see, there's a treasure chest down, there's a treasure chest over there. Let's go get this one.
This killer stains the very soul of our city with his presence. Surely God will be displeased. What are you doing? Strike him down.
My throwing knife's not very helpful all of a
Let
sudden.
God defend this vilest of criminals. He's no hero.
My notoriety is going up.
For nothing but his own grotesque amusement. This killer stains the very stone of our city with his presence. Surely God will be
It seems like the treasure chest might be inside the building, but that can't be it. Let's climb back up. being able to swim has improved the game slightly. Not, I wouldn't say a lot. It's better than dying every time you accidentally fall in the water. That just extra level of freedom is appreciated. Here, let's see. Alright. There's that chest. We need to now climb up here for the feather. We're at 25% collected on feathers. Next one on the map. We have a poster and then the Assassin's Tomb. So, which way to the Assassin's Tomb? Can see a bit of pop-in and on detail as we get closer. I was having a thought that I don't know if I can really explain this. It would be an amazing thing if video cards could do fog for free and it wouldn't take any graphics processing at all to do that. Because then what you could do is have a system in which a game, as you got better graphics processing power, better graphics cards, you could then just slowly remove the fog away with the more power and turn it into a much sharper and better looking game. But that really wouldn't work, because what you're effectively saying is the detail would be there and still it would be rendered. It's just that there would be fog over it, so that would help maybe a little bit. Here we go. Darn it. Imagine if I died right there. Just on the outside of this wall is the secret entrance. Now the Altair armor is the best in the game, so like if I get it relatively early in the game, there's not a real reason to buy anything more, and I can't buy anything more right now. I need to move the story forward a little bit. Alright. Start by jumping in the water. Cape not effective in this area. Go to the gatehouse. Good to know. And again, we're doing something that's pretty not Assassin's Creed. Yes, there was running around and climbing and stuff, but it was never a puzzly tomb. It kind of makes you wonder, why were there so few and so small tombs in the Tomb Raider reboot when, you know, Ubisoft made that game and this game, and I'm pretty sure they made this, maybe they made it on the same year? See, that would be even worse if they released this right when the first Tomb Raider reboot game came out. But I don't think that's the case. I think they made the Tomb Raider reboot in 2013, which is actually like 4 years after this game. So why are these... Yeah, that really makes no sense at all, does it? Ubisoft obviously has a team capable of making tomb-like structures if they can put it in a game that doesn't really require tombs. So why didn't they Why did they turn Tomb Raider in the reboot to almost a first-person shooter game? Let's see. Secret area located. That's 300 gold. It almost, the only thing I could attribute that to, I mean, it really is a head scratcher, isn't it? The only thing I could assume is that they just didn't care about Tomb Raider and they really, really cared about Assassin's Creed having content. Or, you know, I mean, let's face it, if these tombs weren't in the game, you probably would feel a little shortchanged for Assassin's Creed 2. The hype was big. This had to be a successful game. They had to put their all in it. So here is another sequence that just force camera angle to make sure you can see it. Jumping back and forth on the inside of a building. Now we get a little bit of a break with this stealth section that doesn't make any sense. They might as well have told you have to kill everybody in this. It would have made more sense. It would have been a better storyline thought. So I think throwing knives is probably a good way to do this. So I hear a couple collectibles somewhere on the other side of this. It's kind of a shame I can't just like throw a knife through these windows. Kill those guys.
That could be him. Slippery bastard. Out for him, damn! Cut him off! Damn
So
it.
he can see me.
I see him! Where the hell did...
So I'll just take him out that way. Needed to jump over that to get over here. I'm a little confused as to what I'm even supposed to be doing.
I'm losing him! Not you!
Even if you didn't have any upgrades at all, you have to, because of the storyline, at this point, have the dual Assassin's Blades. So you would have absolutely had to have been able to, like, to kill all the bad guys as easily as I just killed them. I'm hearing some jingling, and I'm not sure if maybe I'm not hearing jingling. Maybe I'm just thinking I'm hearing it. Let's see. And see, this just goes here, and then goes there. There's some jingling. For certainty. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, I guess. All right. So I think I've been everywhere, and since any treasure I find is just extra treasure anyways, it really isn't going to be worth too much time to waste efforts trying to get there. So I'm just going to say I did that. That gets me up here. And then we're going this direction. This room is not just like breadcrumbed very well. It's a pretty good puzzle, I would say, but I had no idea when I first walked in this room I was supposed to end up here. Halfway through this room I had no idea I was supposed to end up here. Yes, there's a marker saying go this direction, but how to get here, really, you're just left guessing. It's probably too complicated a room, if that's the case. Like, that's what this whole fly-through thing is. It's usually telling you exactly where you need to get. So now I know exactly where I need to get. But I either didn't watch the cutscene before, or it didn't show me a cutscene before.
That's you! Got it!
I wish these guys wouldn't yell immediately. I'd like them to give you like 2 seconds before they start yelling. It doesn't seem like it even catches the attention of other people, but just a little bit of peace and quiet would be nice. Let's see.
That's you! There he is!
I suppose the yelling at you is a form of feedback to the player saying you were spotted. Let's see. I need stronger knives. I definitely need stronger knives. Guess I have to go down there because there's really no other choice, is there? What's that guy doing? Oh, he was searching this hay bale to see if somebody was hiding in it, stabbing it. There we go. So if I throw 2 knives in a guy and then search him and get 1 knife back, what happened to the other knife? Did it get lost in an organ? Did it break? Why did I not pick up 3 knives? Since I threw 2 in him and he assumedly had 1 extra on him. Looking all around here. this looks like the right way. Little trickier jump there. Had to jump and then hit B to jump. I suppose I was supposed to do something different to get there. Multiple paths are alright, but ideally you would want an actual puzzle there, and I think I just missed a puzzle section just by being more agile than your average Assassin's Creed 2 player would have been at this point. I suppose at this level, when Assassin's Creed level 8 comes out, or whatever the next one is, you can mostly assume that somebody has played similar games, and those similar games have taught them a lot more skills. So I've got a timer here. So there's a swing up there, so I gotta swing up that part. So can I make that jump? No. I have to jump from this peg to there. Alright. This is a slightly dangerous puzzle because it's feasible that you could get stuck here after doing all the rest of this tomb, which hasn't been that much, but you could just get stuck and not have the skill available to you to. Let's see, you gotta jump up here and then jump back here, and then gotta go, and darn it! This little bump here is part of the problem. Now, when this whole thing was not falling to pieces, I assume there would be absolutely no way to get up there without an assistance pushing the controls for you, and I assume that was the point of it. There we go. Just had to get a little bit lucky there. Not make any mistakes. 300 gold. 300 gold. So they're not really telling us any story or anything about these assassins. Of course, why would they? I imagine at some point in their mind wanted to make some games based on these characters. That at the very least these were decent character model ideas to think about. But you could have teased a little bit, and they do a little bit. They say like one of them kills somebody with an asp, like Cleopatra with an asp and such. And I would assume there are a couple of famous assassins they would never really touch upon. They're not going to get Lee Harvey Oswald, who killed JFK. They're not going to get the assassin of Archduke Ferdinand, who started World War II or One, I forget. I think that would be really a bad idea to play as those famous assassins. You're not going to play as the guy who shot Abraham Lincoln. Any real assassin has too much history about them too, so you couldn't sneak in storyline. That's why in this game we have Leonardo da Vinci, but he only shows up at certain points and he's not the main character. Here we go. So, what do we want to do now? I think since we're right here, we can get these treasure chests, and then we'll take it as a good point to then leave for our city. I'm waiting for my city to fill up one more time. There we go. My notoriety is back down to 0. See, right there, that was what I was waiting for my village chest to fill in. And I could probably wait another 20 minutes and max it out, but I don't think that's what I want to do. Up we go. Where's this treasure chest? Right here. Do I have a fast travel station? I may have to turn on a map to find one. I doubt it though. I could probably just walk out the city and find one. One more treasure chest.
Why are you here? Get down!
Let my experience garnish you with the finest style available.
So that's that area. Let's see if we turn on the economic markers. We have one right here, and then we can just turn off the economic markers. Well, apparently you can't. That's weird. That is rather strange. Where is the way out of town? Over here?
We'll be picking up his bloody corpse before long.
So, back to our city. Monteriggioni. So we have feathers to deposit, we have codex to return, we have a chest to empty, we have items to purchase. We've probably at this point hit the full level of everything we need. We're overpowered. We invested early, and that means money galore. So, let's see. Run up this way. And through the doorway if we can manage to pull that off. Put this, place the feathers in the chest. Run here. 25. Decrypted codex pages. Oh, I have a bunch I need to get decrypted. How many do I have in my inventory right now? Yes, this game has inventory. Like, I have 5 encrypted codex pages. Just because I haven't been able to talk to Leonardo da Vinci in a while. Let's see. Place the seal. I believe that says there's 2 remaining. Yeah, we don't have that seal. We don't have that seal. So Yep. Let's look at the book.
Salute, Claudia.
You here to look at the book?
We're 77% complete. We get 11,000 Florines or whatever, gold, every 20 minutes. All the shops are upgraded. All the cities are everything in the city is renovated. We don't have all the codex pages. We don't have all the feathers. We have one model, which is weird. So I don't know what that is. It's probably the flying machine we haven't done yet. We have 4 of 6 seals. We have 25 of 30 paintings. And we have 4 portraits of Ezio's targets. We have 15 of 22 weapons. We have all the leather armor. We have all the Helmschmied armor. Now we want to get the metal armor and then the Miscellaneous armor, which kind of, when you look at that, makes it feel like the game is halfway through. And our chest's capacity is 46,261. Right now in it is 46,103. So we're right below the maximum
A
capacity.
presto, Ezio.
I need to take the money out before it decides that another 20 minutes has passed. There we go. So now walking out of the city, let's see, I think now that we have a model, yes, here's the first model. It's the carriage. This is a model of the carriage I drove. So the flying machine is the other model, obviously. I guess it's slightly spoilery to say we eventually fly in the flying machine for a short amount of time. It's not like a item you get, although I think in one of these games, not this one, but maybe in Brotherhood, you do get like a parachute that allows you to then from the parachute glide down. Weapons. See, I already own everything. Now, this menu is pretty awful because it makes a loud noise, it shows a flashy animation, and it's slow as all get out.
That should do, I hope. And please, come back often.
Milano has nothing on me.
The pouches, we've already gotten everything. The dies,
Next time, then.
we've already gotten everything. The doctor.
Come, don't.
I have this poison, by the way. Haven't used it.
That's better for now. But prevention is the best cure. Always say.
So we're gonna spend probably a significant portion of the game at this level of health and this level of armor. Let's shop. Now let's see. Romaga Forelli. To the docks we want to go. Let's move the story forward. Here's Leonardo da Vinci right in front of me.
Thank you, Ezio. You saved my life.
I did what had to be done. You would have done the same.
I doubt it. Bravery is not my strong suit. I owe you a debt, brother.
Di niente.
Tutti a bordo! Fra poco si salpa!
That's our traghetto. Venezia waits.
Where's your pass?
What pass?
You don't have a pass?
You cannot enter Venezia without a pass. Who invited you?
Nobody.
Basta! No pass, no entrance.
Don't worry, Leonardo. I'll come up with something.
Don't just stand there! I need help!
That's strange. Help the screaming woman get back to the docks. I mean, wow, just in the middle of nowhere. They
Mi dispiace, amico. The law's the law. You want to go to Venezia, you need to be invited.
So I have to go over here and help this lady. I mean, just press B next to the boat to use the oar. Press B steer and press B to row. Let's try a smooth rowing motion instead of just tapping B like a lunatic.
Oddio, ti scongiuro!
Madonna.
Oh, you're good. The ladies must like you.
I
Now,
wasn't looking to impress.
in the
Only to
Ezio
help someone in
trilogy,
distress.
Which is exactly why you impress. And
There-
you are Messer...
Auditore. But please, call me Ezio.
I'm Caterina. Now, Ezio, we must find you suitable reward. Do you have any suggestions?
There is perhaps something you could help me with.
I'm all ears.
so this might be his wife. It might not be. Yeah, I don't know how far this romance, if you could call it this, yet goes. Man, this thing does not want to control well. Do they really require? Are they gonna require me to go? Like, I'm going in circles here, desperately trying to turn to the left, and it's just not working. This boat handles like hot garbage. Notice I'm just holding B down now, and you just have infinite propulsion. It's awful. It is terrible, terrible controls. I can see why you would only use this like for 5 seconds. I wouldn't even have put it in the game or made it a cutscene. I would have thrown all of this in the garbage.
Yes, signora. Whatever you say, signora.
So you rescue her and they get you on the boat. Just out
He
of the
won't
blue.
trouble you anymore. I took care of it.
Thank you, Caterina.
Perhaps we'll see each other again. Should you ever find yourself in the city of Forlì, it would be my pleasure to welcome you.
I look forward to enjoying your hospitality.
Please accept my most humble apologies, Messere. Had I known.
It's quite all right, my friend.
So, that little boat ride got us a massive amount of gold. I'm not going to even bother with these boats right now. Let's see. I'm looking for the glyph on the ship. All odds say it's probably on the outside of the boat. And I'd like to trigger it and find it before I decide to sail. let's just try to walk on the boat without triggering the cutscene. Is it on the top of the boat? So we may take an attempt here and see how high we can climb. Let's see. If I miss a jump here, I'm gonna land right in the story marker. I think I need to drop down. Maybe come this direction. Well, that didn't get me exactly where I wanted to be, but actually it probably helped get me where I should be. I'm all over this boat. There's no glyph here. There's no feather here. There's nothing. So either there's something wrong with the indicator, or it's down in the hold or something.
Be careful, Ezio. Do you
Look,
know who
he's
that was?
dripping wet.
My next conquest.
In engine.
I don't think so.
Cutscene because of
That's
it.
Caterina Sforza, daughter of the Duca di Milano. Her husband is...
Husband?
See, her husband is the Lord of Forli. That woman is as powerful and dangerous as she is young and beautiful.
Sempre come una donna per me.
Like, no story there at all. And see, that feels like all the story there was cut out. And that there was some DLC section there that was supposed to be added later.
All right?
Better than all right. You're making amazing progress.
Finally.
Quite a strong word.
Then why are we stopping?
Prolonged exposure to the Animus can have, side effects.
Drive me crazy.
It's nothing to worry about. You haven't shown any of the symptoms.
Symptoms? What symptoms?
Degradation of cognition, temporal hallucinations, multiple awareness issues, overlapping realities, you know.
So what you're saying is...
What we're saying, Desmond, is if you're not careful, you may not need the Animus to visit with your ancestors, which wouldn't be a bad thing, assuming you could control it. Up until now, though, no one has.
See, and that's like
16.
a great
We have
setup.
safeguards, Desmond. And they kept him in the Animus for way too long, sometimes days at a time. We're being careful with you.
I hope so.
Anyway, I was hoping we could test out your skill retention. See if you've picked up some of Ezio's abilities.
I'm game.
Great. Meet me downstairs when you're ready.
So, yeah, it would be great if they got rid of the Animus element to the game. And they stopped trying to make, like, excuses for gameplay elements in your game. Like, seeing what collectibles are and such. I guess it makes sense to talk to these people. and exhaust the dialogue choices.
What could 16 have found that needs so much secrecy and security?
Oh, I don't know, do I? Lucy thinks it's something about the Codex, but I'm not so sure. I'm all ears if it's as life-changing as 16 says. Blimey, if I was allowed to use the Animus, I'd be the one in there finding out. Instead, as usual, I'm forced to sit here on the sidelines.
Why isn't he allowed to use it? So I guess I have to walk around a little bit.
What are you up to?
What am I up? Who are you, my mum? I've been running traces on the Codex pages, looking to see if any of them are still around.
And?
Nothing concrete. Reports of one in the archives of the National Central Library in Florence. Maybe a few in the hands of collectors. Probably Templars. I'd send someone to check it out, but we're very short on manpower.
How do you think the Codex wound up in Italy? I mean, it seems so random.
Dante Alighieri by way of Marco Polo.
Seriously?
Something happened in 1321, yeah? Now, I'm still working on making the connections, but from what I can tell, Polo encountered the assassins while visiting Kubla Khan. This must be when he obtained the Codex. Now, when he returned to Italy, he passed it on to Dante. Dante was close to him, if not an assassin himself. Now, I've no idea what brought the two of them together, but I'll tell you what, I reckon we could find out.
I don't think Lucy wants us messing with the Animus.
Yeah, you're right. We've got enough to deal with. I guess satisfying my curiosity will have to wait.
See, and like that sounds like that could be a more interesting story in game than what we're actually playing. And that's always a bad thing to do. Don't create or suggest a better story than the story you're telling. Here he's playing chess with somebody.
How'd you get mixed up in all this?
Most assassins, Desmond, are like you, yeah? They're born into the Brotherhood. Not me, though.
Here we go.
What? He asked. Anyway, I've always been a big fan of the unexplained. There's something exciting there, you know? A sense that life is more interesting, more mysterious than we've been raised to believe.
So what, you just stumbled across the assassins?
No. I found the Templars first, actually. Abstergo is a big company. It's too big, which means there were slip-ups, you know, like that mess they're having right now with the fluoride. Only I was tracking this stuff years ago. I must have been, what, 14? 15?
You knew Abstergo was a Templar company?
No, not at first. I just knew they were up to no good, and I figured maybe I could do something about it. So I started digging up everything I could on the company, posting stuff to news groups, trying to spread the word, looking for people who might have stories to tell.
You must have gotten Abstergo's attention.
Well, fortunately, I got Rebecca's first. Otherwise, I'd probably be at the bottom of a river.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she tried to warn me, told me I was messing with the wrong kind of people.
And what did you do?
I thought you were mental.
But now you know better.
Yep, now I know you're just a bit mental.
Long story short, I saved his ass. Multiple times. Should have dropped him and let Abstergo have their way.
Listen to you, trying to be all badass.
So what happened?
I have a gift, Desmond. I have a gift for seeing things, making connections. Like your eagle vision, you know? Only useful.
We offered him a place with us.
Yes, you did, yeah. The alternative? A life on the run from the most powerful organization on the planet. I decided to prolong my life. I'm eccentric like that, so I signed up. I've been doing research and analysis for them ever since. Best part is, I love it.
So, like, we're getting some characterization of this guy.
What's this for?
I'm keeping tabs on the other teams.
Other teams?
The Templars have been hunting down the pieces of Eden using the map they got from you at Abstergo. Luckily, Lucy has provided us with a copy as well, allowing us to pursue them.
And how's that working out?
So far, so good.
If they find even one of those pieces, we're gonna have problems.
Oh, you're picking up on that, are you? That is why we're training you. Once you've acquired the necessary skills, we'll be able to send you into the field.
And what about you? Why aren't you out there?
I'm not out there because my expertise lies in other areas. And to be honest, I prefer it that way. But make no mistake, Desmond. I'm an assassin through and through. I've killed before. I expect to kill again. It's just that I prefer not to.
So here's a big difference. We just saw a fully animated cutscene, and then we saw a completely not animated cutscene right back to back. And I can't even, like, interact with them anymore. So we've exhausted all that conversation. Let's go talk to her now.
Hey, nice work today. You're a natural.
Thanks.
It does move
It's definitely
you
getting
around for
easier.
cutscenes.
I gotta say, after all the crap I went through at Abstergo, it's nice to be with the good guys.
Good guys? Let's not get carried away.
What's that supposed to mean?
In case you've forgotten, Rebecca, we're assassins. I can look it up for you if you like. Basically, it means we assassinate people.
Only when we have to.
It's a choice. You're choosing to kill.
I haven't killed anyone.
No, not yet. But what do you think all this is for? Eh? You think Lucy's giving you Ezio's abilities so you can build schools in South America and deliver rice to starving Indonesians? What are you, Desmond, a vegan? You'd be the first vegan assassin in history.
Look, it's not ideal. And taking a life is never easy. But sometimes, there's no other way. Sometimes, Desmond, people have to die for things to change.
She's got a point. But don't fool yourself into thinking you have no say. I mean, isn't that what we're all about here? Safeguarding free will?
So, some of these concepts were tried to be emphasized in the first game. They didn't really succeed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make
But
it into a
that's
whole
kind
big
of what
thing.
the Assassin's Creed
That's
is.
cool.
They haven't
So, how's she
actually
treating you?
said the Assassin's
Translation
Creed in this
software
game
is
at
still a
all.
bit laggy. You're probably catching the odd bit of Italian. Sorry about that.
No worries. Abstergo's machine wasn't perfect either. And the subtitles? Definitely a big plus.
So he gets subtitles in his game, and then so just a shorter conversation with her. Now, I do now know if I hold the right trigger and A, I can run. So I can turn on my eagle vision and run through this area a lot faster than what I was doing before. But I'm not hopping up on these ledges or anything. Let's see. Why are these little bumpers showing up in blue? That seems strange. Like, humans are showing up as blue. And then a few other things are showing up as blue. Interesting. Interesting that the game would do that. It's probably a bug.
So what's the plan?
We're gonna see what you've managed to retain. Come on.
So they're gonna make me jump through a race.
Abstergo's out there, looking for us. They're better funded and better equipped, so it's only a matter of time before they find this place. We need to be ready for them when they do. I want you to activate the warehouse's defense system. I'll let you figure out how to reach the sensors.
Oh, come on. Not even a hint?
Open your eyes, Desmond.
I kind of have the feeling that they made Lucy have a larger bust size. Maybe it's just a different shirt, but I don't know. She was kind of a frumpy scientist.
Get him!
So it's starting to have the bleed.
Lucy? I'm seeing things.
Do the hallucinations last longer than 30 seconds?
No.
Then it's nothing to be worried about. It'll pass.
Activate. I think I've gotten to the wrong one.
So, how am I doing?
You've picked up every single one of Ezio's skills. The adoption rate is fantastic. Another day or two and we'll be done.
So here's a rather square looking elevator. I mean, ladder.
Alright, you gotta tell me. Why Ezio? Why Italy? I mean, we could have just gone back to Altair again. Followed him during his early years.
It started with 16.
Ah, good old Subject 16. He repainted my room, you know. With his blood.
I'd been going through his files. Vidic flagged a couple of his Animus sessions. A bunch of different ancestors, different dates and locations. Ancient Africa, the Middle East. But towards the end, he became obsessed with Italy. I think he knew about the vault. A few of the records of his later Animus sessions are missing. And the sessions that are there... After everything the Templars put him through, after everything I put him through, it's all scrambled. If we hadn't pushed 16 so hard, we'd have the answers already. And maybe he'd still be alive.
So you're after the Codex and the Vault.
I knew you had an ancestor in Italy who was at the center of all of this.
So I'm doing this all backwards. There's a horse. So I'm looking for the last one.
Desmond, over here.
Did we do them?
All right, I think we're done for the day. You should get some rest.
Lucy, what happened to 16 wasn't your fault. You were just as much a prisoner as I was.
Thanks. Good night, Desmond. I'm glad you're here.
See, it feels like I totally messed up the order there. Feels like I should have gotten the two on the ground and then the one up there last, and they really didn't think this area through. It's not a good playground. It's a waste of time. Let's see. I guess I could start climbing now. They've unlocked some abilities. But am I gonna find any collectibles or anything here? I doubt it. But it's nice to have the abilities and just be able to... There we go. So obviously the Animus is not finished. And those are Templars from Altair's timeline. And somebody's waving towards me. There's horses coming out of nowhere. And what? I can look around, but I can't move.
What the hell?
Altair.
What is this? Where am I?
Here.
It's Acre. Altair. How the hell? Not even in the Animus.
People are pushing me around.
Just having some kind of weird dream. Going without sleep for who knows how long. Guess I shouldn't be surprised.
So we do a little bit of a flashback here, and we'll see that flashback later on. Notice we're in a different pause menu and a different setup. We've been going an hour, so this is a good point to end it, I suppose. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.